Hello, good evening, welcome to the TenderVerse. My name is Elsie and I'm really glad you're here. Tonight's tale is called The Little Star Who Listened. Before we begin, let's both take a soft and steady breath, the kind that lets the shoulders drift, and watch the velvet curtain of the evening slowly lift. For in the hushed blue spaces where the silver stardust gleams, a little star is listening to the fabric of our dreams. High above the breathing world, where silence starts to grow, a tapestry of ancient light begins to hum and glow. A great and grand assembly stretches across the velvet deep, while all the houses down below have already gone to sleep. Some stars are bright as fireworks, a dazzling golden crowd, and some are silver bells that ring both shimmering and loud. Some twinkle with a mischief like a flicker, flame, or spark, but this one was very quiet in the corners of the dark. She wasn't made of thunder, nor was she made of fire, and she didn't aim her light to climb the cosmic steeples higher. She had a gentle shimmer like an ember in the night, a steady, warm, and patient way of holding on to light. And while the others danced and pulsed and traded bursts of glee, she listened to the secrets that the others couldn't see. Softly in and slowly out, I breathed my light to clear the doubt. I listened to the space between to feel and name the things that go unseen. My light is sacred, needed, and true, and my light is loved by all of you. Now, something that we all know is that every sky has its own rhythm, a pulse within their bones, a song all the stars are singing, even though they think they're all alone. It isn't made of music, and it's also not made of sound. It's made up of the pulling of the starlight threads, the ones that keep the constellations bound. Sometimes it hums a lullaby or a heavy, drowsy note. Sometimes it feels like laughter bubbling in the cosmic throat. Other times it feels like a welling behind the eyes that's spilling up upon the sides. The elder stars feel it deeply like a well-remembered name. They know to let it bubble up and acknowledge it as a wave. The middle stars mostly ignore it because to them it feels largely, the same. But to the littlest, softest stars, it can feel like a stark vibration in the velvet deep while the rest of the world is fast asleep. And when this rhythm wavers, whether it be a soft and subtle lean, a sigh, or a shaking tremor in the fabric of the sky, this little star feels it in the center, in the marrow of her own. And on this night, this little star noticed how the music changed its tone. For tonight, you see, there was a ripping in the fabric of the universe's bones. Trembling, she prayed for her return. Softly in and slowly out, I breathe into my light to clear the doubt. I listen to the space between to feel and name the things that go unseen. My light is sacred, needed, and true, and I know I am loved by all of you. Now these shifts, they often happen in a click, a moment so fast a moth might miss the beat, a tug upon the starlight thread, a tiny flash of heat, or a rapid uptick in the pitter-pattering of her heart. And tonight her glow pressed inward like a secret she must keep, in that quiet, hush blue kingdom where these subtle signals sleep. Did anybody else feel that? She whispered in the dark. But the others kept on glowing, every shimmer, every spark. Hello, she called a little louder. Did the pattern just fray? But the constellation kept humming along in its own accustomed way. She curled her light in tightly like a flower in the rain, and wondered if her noticing was only in her brain. A star is never meant to doubt the way she's meant to shine, but she felt so very lonely at the edge of this design. Yet, listening is a magic you simply cannot quit. Once you felt the wiggle, you are always a part of it. She waited through 1,000 heartbeats tucked within her fear, until her gentle courage whispered, "Speak, so they can hear." She didn't flare with lightning, and she didn't shout with might. She simply held a steady, honest circle of her own light. "Excuse me," breathed the little star, her voice a silver thread. "I think the lines have shifted in the velvet overhead. I felt a tiny clicking like a key inside a lock. a ripple in the starlight, and even a cosmic cradle rock. The elders turned like heavy moons with faces made of gold to look upon the little one so quiet and yet so bold. One star with tails of comet dust floated very near and let his light wash over her to quiet every fear. You felt a shift? The elder asked, a smile in his glow. A change within the starlight that the others didn't know? She gave a tiny pulsing nod and said, I felt the wiggle start, and then I felt the sky song changing in the center of my heart. The sky song in your heart, he said, leaning closer until his light warmed the fabric of her skin. Well, now, how does your sky song feel tonight? The little star took a deep, brave, big breath and said, softly in and slowly out, I breathe into my light and clear my doubt. I listen to the space between to feel and name the things that go unseen. My light is sacred, needed, and true, and I know my light is loved by all of you. And then a little louder, her voice steadying just a touch. But tonight, she whispered, her voice a low hum. The fabric got broken and the sky got numb. It felt cold and awful, a tear in the light, while everyone else slept through the chill of the night. The elders gathered in a ring of gold to wrap her in warmth away from the cold. Thank you. Thank you for speaking, they hummed in accord, for naming the things that we may have ignored. The loudest stars aren't the only ones wise, and we need the soft light of your listening eyes. You're a pattern keeper, you see. You feel where we've been, and you've just guided us back to the pattern again. They looked at her, then, with a deep and wide pride, as her little star hiccup glowed softly inside. So, you mean I'm not just this strange little thing dreaming in the dark? Oh no, laughed the elder, his light soft, crackling, and bright. You're a pulse keeper, guiding us through the night. You held on to your light until we could wake. You stayed with the truth for all our sake. You did your part well. You noticed the change. And now we take the lead, although the sky may feel strange. We can't promise a miracle or that tears won't appear, but we promise to work while we're all standing here. By laughing and planning and loving through fear, we will tend to the tear until the sky is back clear. He touched his light to hers, a soft and steady press. You tended your heart through this cosmic scale stress. You noticed, you named it, and you spoke what was true. And that little keeper was everything to do. We love our neighbors, and we're sorry you felt the weight of a worry that shouldn't be dealt. Your love for the stars is why you're here, to speak your own truth. And trust, we are listening, my dear. So remember, he whispered, while the world is asleep, the promise of neighbors is a promise we keep. We do not leave each other. We stand side by side to hold up the light on this starlight thread ride. But for us to hold it, we need you to show where the rhythm is skipping for you so that we may know. He winked a silver flash. Most nights, though, thankfully, these shifts are small. It's a tiny lean, a gentle sigh, or no sound at all. But when you notice them, little star, you help the pattern grow. You bring a sense of steadiness that all of us then get to know. And just by being here today, you've shown us what is true, that anyone can learn to be a pattern keeper too. For those who hold the light until others can wake, who stay with the truth for the whole world's sake, there is honor in breathing, in staying so true, and knowing the whole universe stands here right next to you. Something in her center softened, like a knot becoming untied, as this wiggle of truth became a steady warmth inside. She took a long, luminous star breath, deep and slow, and let the worry melt away like morning-tinted snow. She didn't need to be a sun or shout across the sky. She only had to trust the truth that lived behind her eyes. And then she spoke another poem that she'd carried all along, the words that turned her quietness into a hero song. She sang the poem again, and her light beginning to grow, with a warmth that only pattern keepers truly get to know. My truth starts within me, where my light loves to expand. My body is a sacred space the way it was always planned. And when I feel a wiggle, or the others are asleep, I have a promise to myself, a promise I can keep. I can listen, I can notice, and I can simply stay and breathe. And that'll help me find the steady rhythm that a calm heart can achieve. And to our listeners, just like our star, let's take a breath in too to feel in the same magic that lives within you. So let's inhale 1, 2, 3, and 4 to fill your light up to your chin. And hold 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let the quiet settle in. Release 1, 2, 3, and 4 to let yourself settle back onto the starlight floor. And then when I'm ready, said the star, I'll go visit my friends around the glowing hearth where all the lonely feelings end. For seen and unseen helpers wait in every single place to help me notice, help me breathe, and to help me hold my space. The moment that she whispered it, the darkness seemed to bloom, as if her quiet confidence had filled a hollow room. She didn't grow in size or scale or change her gentle hue. She simply stood within the light of what she always knew. Her ripple moved through the starlight threads, a wave of calm and clear. And one by one, the middle stars leaned closer just to hear. They dimmed their own bright shouting, and they stilled their busy light to try and learn how to feel the sky song in the middle of the night. I feel it now, a brother sparked, a vibration on the wing. Was it always there? A sister asked, this low and humming thing. The little star just giggled, and her light began to sway. It was always there, she whispered. You just heard it in a different way. Because she spoke with kindness, and she spoke without pride, the other stars felt curious, and they opened up inside. They didn't feel mistaken, and they didn't feel outdone. They felt like many different pieces coming back into one. From that night on, the little star was given a new and vital place, a quiet corner in the vast tapestry of space. She didn't stand at the very front or shout from up on high, but nestled in the silver steams that stitched the evening sky. Right where the changes first begin, where ripples start to flow, she helps the others notice where to focus all their glow. And when the sky song shifts its gears or pulls a starlight thread, she senses the threads that weave through the velvet overhead. And then, like a graceful glowing tide, the others follow where she bends, guided by the wisdom that a quiet spirit lends. Her role is never famous, and her name is never loud, and she doesn't seek the cheering of a dazzled cosmic crowd. But in the sky, and in the world, these small and quiet things are often where the music and the magic start to sing. At the end of every journey, and all the stars start nodding off for the sun to shift to dark, she'll pull her glow inside herself, a cozy golden ball, and hum a tiny melody, the sweetest one of all. I listened well today, she say. I honored what I felt. I let the worry in my heart melt. I did my part. I held my light. I listened to the deep, and that is quite enough for me before I go to sleep. Her glow is like a blanket or a soft and tucked in bed, as pink and peach begin to paint the heavens overhead. She rests because she knows the pattern feels steady and secure, because her heart is listening, her quiet path is sure, and she's not the only keeper now. The secrets come out of the blue, for she has taught the magic to all the little stars just like you. So, in the hushed blue heavens where the velvet shadows lay, if you ever notice a tiny beacon catching the corner of your eye, it may be the little star who listened, still shining, brave and true, trusting in our inner glowing the way that you can too. And if you ever look up above and feel a sudden tug, like a wiggle in your belly or a soft spirit hug, or even a tiny, quiet, knowing whisper saying, "Notice this, my friend," then you have found the rhythm where the starlight doesn't end. You're sensing your own ripples, your own shifts and sparks, a fellow pattern keeper in this vast and gentle dark. So take a breath and trust your glow and listen like a star, for the universe is singing because of who you are. You are light, you are the song, and you are the steady spark. and you are just as loved as every light within the dark. The end. Or maybe it's the beginning, depending on how you look at the sky.